they talking real loud. Spreading on light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Popping is swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around us, how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading on light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Popping is swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around us, how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading on light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Popping is swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around us, how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream.
Right, hello everyone, Grand Rising. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your Sunday Vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time Queen Goddess goes live. Now, with that all being said, let's get ready to get into it. Okay, likes up. Also, don't forget to double check and make sure that you're still subscribed to the channel, especially if you have not been receiving those notifications. All right, y'all know how YouTube stays hating on the poor little old queen. I'm just trying to do my work. Okay. Hello, Pearly, Mel, Bronze Flat Power Goddess in the virtual building. Leon is here. All right, let's get into it. Desmond. Okay, Nessa G, Nene, Deronda. All right. Pearly is here. Measured Man, we the people. Okay, so let's get into it. Everybody hit that like button. I see you, Cyrus, beloved. Okay. Now, with that all being said, hey, Danielle, Edward, Troy is here. Aquarius Rising. Okay. Well, that all being said, let's go ahead and get this party started. Before we do, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes. Okay, Rashid is here. All right, I see you, Mel. Shout out to all of my loyal royals, everyone tuning into Queen, and a big shout out to my moderators. Okay, here we go.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes hair oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com. And don't forget that she has beard oil. Okay? Now, with that all being said, I think I called somebody's name who's not even in here. I'm not wearing my glasses. Okay, I think I misread somebody's name. Anyway, Dorada said, Queen, Kevin Stefanski is coming your way to the Falcons. What? Excuse me, say what now? Are you serious? Okay, I gotta look into this. All right, I gotta look into this. Thank you, beloved, for that tidbit of information. Now listen, beloved, y'all know I reported to you all the other day, and we've been talking about it. It's been all over the internet by now about the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. So they call themselves. And what's interesting to me is I happen to see only a handful of Black people that seem to be excited about them. Like most Black people, from what I have seen online, are calling them cosplayers, fakes, and frauds, and all of this. Now, with that all being said, some people say that, oh, y'all are going hard on them and whatever. The people that I see disproportionately so excited to see them on the scene are people who don't look like me. I think that should tell us a whole lot. How is it that white folk and specifically Mexicans and Latinos and Hispanics are so excited to see them on the scene? What does that say to you? And if they are a legitimate group, organization, where the hell have they been? I didn't see them during any of the Black Lives Matter things. I didn't see them for Breonna Taylor. Now they're talking about say her name. Well, I didn't hear them say Breonna Taylor's name. Okay, how about Sonia Massey? I'm sorry, what? Anyway, let's get into it, honey, because they need to stop playing in our faces. And here's the thing. Let me say this. For the people who say, as someone left me a comment on my TikTok yesterday, an elderly white man, he told me, because I expressed in the TikTok video that I did not appreciate the fact that there were people who don't look like me asking if they could join the Black Panther Party. Like, that's so disrespectful. Don't you realize that the Black Panther Party was taken down by people who don't look like me? And they were fighting and defending their people from people who don't look like me. Make it make sense. Now, here's what I want you all to pay attention to, because this young man, Paul Birdsong is his name, and that's the chairman of the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, the one that's talking a whole lot like Huey P. Newton, who showed up out of nowhere. I've never seen or heard of him before. Now, he's been on the scene. Someone actually says that he's a failed rapper. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, I find it interesting because this man told me that now is not the time for division. We all gotta fight. Well, here's the thing, we do. But see, you're not going to tell me how to fight. That's what you're not going to do. And here's another thing. At the end of the day, why is it that the people who don't look like us are always trying to tell us when it's no time for division? These people had Jim Crow segregation for over 100 years. These are the same people who don't want us in some of their spaces. They want to grill you and ask you for your name and paperwork. But guess what? Now ICE is asking everybody for their name and paperwork. Guess what? When Black people were getting their windows smashed and getting snatched out of cars, okay, and getting the hell beat out of them, or even taken up out of here and sent to the spiritual realm, now that's happening to other people too. So of course it's a problem now. Some of these people didn't give a damn when it was only happening to us, but now that it's happening to them, there's no time for division. This is the divided snakes of America, and it always has been. Okay, it always has been. Don't try to change the rules now because it's not benefiting you, because you're being negatively impacted by the same things that have always historically negatively impacted us. Okay, you're not going to tell me how to fight. What I gotta do, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything but stay Black and die. Anything outside of that is what I choose to do. Okay, please make no mistake. So, you don't come on my channel trying to tell me what to do and say, telling me it's no time for division when you've always been divisive. Have they not? Now, not all of them, but many, most. Okay, another thing is this young man Paul Birdsong is talking about, he went in. I'm going to show you all the video, but he went in talking about, for the black people, y'all don't know. Some of y'all sitting here talking about Huey P. Newton wasn't for everybody. He didn't fight for everybody. Y'all don't know history. Yeah, I know history very well. Okay, I'm a whole historian. So let me just say this. You see, what this man is doing is he's saying that Huey P. Newton stood with the immigrants and other people, all of the oppressed all over the globe. Well, he did. He absolutely did. He did say that. Okay, he did say that. But standing with and standing for is two different things. See, if I stand with you, that means that I agree with your cause. I can back you on it. I agree with what you're saying. I agree with your struggle. I empathize and sympathize with you. But if I stand up for you, see, standing with and standing up for, there's something different. If I'm going to stand up for you, I'm going to get up there and fight and defend you. Huey P. Newton and the original Black Panther Party only protected and defended Black people. They had other people that they were allies to, but they weren't out there going in on the cops for those people. He told those people to start your own. Call it the White Panther Party if you want to. And so that's what they did. And shout out to the ones that did it, because they did a good job as far as I'm concerned. That's why they don't tell y'all about them in history. Because, you know, here's the thing. When the government in this country doesn't want something to happen again, they try to bury it. So they don't tell you there was a whole White Panther Party. They don't tell you there was a whole White Panther Party. So y'all don't have to join the Black Panther Party. Go start another White Panther Party. Okay? That's what you can do. That's what you can do. Now, we'll talk more about the White Panther Party momentarily, because like I said, they did a good job. Okay? But that was them doing it on their own. All right? And for their own. Now, this young man is trying to paint narratives, or maybe that's just what he thinks, but I can assure you that there was no white people, Asian people, or any other non-Black people in the Black Panther Party for self-defense. Why would it have been called the Black Panther Party? Who are these folks? I have so many questions. Who are these people? Okay? See, this is why people are calling a PSYOP. And another thing I want you to pay attention to is, if you remember, when he came out the other day, he issued a threat on federal agents. Now, the mayor of Philly has come out, not the mayor, I'm sorry, the police chief of Philly, okay, the Black woman that's the police chief, she's come out and said that ICE is not a legitimate agency. Well, here's the thing about that. ICE is a legitimate agency. They've been around since, I believe, 9/11. The thing is, some of these agents, well, they're just picking them up off of anywhere and just throwing them out there. Okay, under the guise that they think they're going to get a $50,000 bonus or signing bonus or whatever. They don't probably didn't read the fine print to see how that all actually works. It is, however, a legitimate agency. So I want you to pay attention, Black people. If they are a legitimate agency and they are legitimate feds, that's what they are, whether we like it or not. You go out there and threaten them like he did, don't you think you'd be arrested? Don't you think you'd be locked up? He literally said if they run up on him, he's going to put a hole in their chest the size of something. But I'm sorry, that's a threat. And they were talking about it on Fox News. I also find it interesting that right after he comes out and says all this stuff, now Black people are actually getting attacked, according to reports. Y'all don't find that interesting? Now, we know that that Black man got killed on New Year's Eve. He wasn't at the protest, though. That whole thing, I told you all how that was. He was outside with an AK-47, a big arse gun, firing into the air. Okay? That gives cops a reason. Why would you be doing it in an AK-47? How dangerous is that? Then an off-duty ICE agent comes outside. They get into an altercation, and that's how that happened. That Black man was not out there at no darn protest. That Black man, again, was not out there at a protest. Now, of course, the fact that he lost his life is tragic, okay? And we want justice for him. But let's not paint a narrative and try to make it seem as though he was out there protesting in the streets, because we've not been seeing people who look like us out there protesting in the streets. They're trying to get us out there protesting in the streets, people. Okay, Black people, come out and play. That's what they're trying to do. I want y'all to pay attention. Now, with that all being said, the internet is in an uproar. Many Black people are very upset and think it's all a whole scam and cosplaying. Okay, and some white people have said the same. Now, with that being said, these are the smart people. See, some people on the internet, most people on the internet, in my opinion, are just not that smart. Okay, don't get mad at me. At the end of the day, some of these people just hear things and run with it. They don't do any research, their due diligence. They don't try to make sense of it. It sounds good to them. Of course, it sounds good. Black man talking tough, holding a big gun. He's out there to protect and defend. Yeah, that sounds good. It's what we want to hear. But I'd like to hear from somebody who is authentic, who I know and can confirm is authentic. I can't confirm that he is, at least not as of yet. And it's just given fake and fraud. Okay, government plant. Because here's the thing, if you're going to come out and you're going to start making statements and giving PSAs and all of that, why would the first thing out of your mouth be threats? That's provocation. That's provocation. Okay? You can come out and talk tough without issuing threats, as far as I'm concerned. Now all eyes are on us. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. But anywho, let's get into what people are saying. Okay, like some, everyone, please like and share. Some of you may hate what I'm saying. Some of you are going to love it. If you don't like it, just remember one thing, beloveds. You don't have to be here to listen. You can always keep scrolling. Okay, because y'all know I don't care who likes me and who doesn't, who disagrees and who does. Okay, at the end of the day, I just don't. All right? I just don't, because I'm not for any of the BS. And I'm not saying this is all BS as of yet, but that's what it's looking like. Okay? So until we get confirmation, everybody needs to just fall back and observe. Okay? Don't be so hasty. Do not be so hasty and get yourselves in something you can't get out of. Okay? Because guess what? Trouble is easy to get into, and it's hard as hell to get out of in some cases. All right? With that all being said, let's go to some of these clips of what the people have to say. First of all, let's go to what the wannabe Huey P. Newton has to say. Because he thinks he's telling us off. He thinks he's telling us off. I want y'all to pay attention. Here we go.
Number one is a lot of people are saying that we should not stand up against ICE because we're standing for people that aren't us, and Black Panthers only stand for black people. That is a lie. Huey P. Newton said that we are internationalists and we stand with all oppressed people no matter what color they are. That's the
I'm sorry. We stand with oppressed people too. I stand with oppressed people too. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Nobody should be oppressed. People should be allowed to live freely as they so choose. Nobody should be oppressed, especially not in 2026. But the thing of it is, Renee Nicole Good was a white woman. She was hardly oppressed. Something bad happened to her, but she was not oppressed. White people have never been oppressed in this country. But let's continue.
founder of the Black Panther Party that said that. So everybody who's running around talking about Black Panthers don't stand up for people other than black people don't know a damn thing about the Black Panther Party. That's thing number one. Thing number two, the Black Panther Party created something called the Rainbow Coalition, which is a coalition of Hispanics, Asians, whites, and blacks from all over the world.
This paid actor has been going out of his way to speak about the history of the Black.
Hold on, I want you all to pay attention. Notice he said that he started the Rainbow Coalition. Yeah, okay. He didn't let them enter and join the Black Panther Party. All right, let's continue. And here's the thing. One thing I also want you all to pay attention to is that Black people, when we have organizations, because Black people are inherently the most humane people on this planet, that is a fact. That is a fact. Check our history. We are the most humane, the most accepting. Okay, we are those people on this planet. So, of course, Huey P. Newton would have empathy and extend kindness to other people who were oppressed, whether they were Black or not. Most of us would do that. Okay, But when you talk about getting out there, boots on the ground and fighting for them and endangering your lives, well, we didn't say all that. Okay, please miss us with it, sir. Please miss us with it. Now, if those people had been doing those same things for us, that would be a different story. We haven't seen that. We've seen a lot of these immigrants talking trash. We've seen a lot of these immigrants being disrespectful and racist. And I'm not saying all of them, but we've seen enough of them. Okay. So with that all being said, forgive us if we don't feel like running out there and busting down the floodgates to get into the melee and possibly lose an eye, get shot in the leg, or 3 to the face. They did it to Renee Nicole Good. What you think they'll do to me if I'm out there wreaking havoc and holding up protest signs and talking slick like he's doing? Please pay attention.
Panther Party while deliberately redacting truths that are fundamental to its founding. And I resent that. The Black Panther Party was started in the South. Black folks from rural Alabama were not thinking about Mao or the Marxist agenda at the time. They were about black liberation and protection of the black family by ANY means. They were about cracking heads for the cross burnings, old folks being beaten on and called boy, girl for 20-year prison sentences for petty theft, bad sharecropping agreements, and police brutality. This dude is just a Puerto Rican man cosplaying as a black American freedom fighter talking about, we're the same Black Panther Party as before, but we're a little more aggressive. We don't take no SH times T is incredibly out of order. All protests at this point are managed and contained by the state at this point in time.
That's just facts. That's just facts. So let me tell y'all something. Who does he think he is coming out here like he's going to just speak for all black folk and he's going to be the leader of us? Let me tell y'all something. Do not forget what J. Edgar Hoover said. We will never have another black messiah unless this government creates one. Did he come from the government? Who sent you? I'm sorry, but I have questions. Okay. Forgive me for being cautious. All right. Now let's continue because he had more to say.
All power to the people. I'm Chairman Paul from the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. So a lot of people have been tagging me and sending me this video of this young man with his shirt off, disrespecting us, talking crazy about us on the internet. And I guess I'm supposed to respond to it. But the reality of the matter is that I'm out here confronting the police in the hood every single day, right? Just like when I was at 40th and Fairmount in the Bottoms in West Philly, confronting the police for running that kid over and then that black kid over and then getting out and punching him and kicking him, right? Just like the week before, you know, when we were confronting the pigs over here on Broad and Diamond, you know, or not too long ago where the pigs hopped out and choked one of the brothers. So I chased the pig down at 20th and Susquehanna. You know what I'm saying? You know.
With all due disrespect, sir, what in the world are you doing chasing the police down? Black people don't do it. Don't do it. So we're supposed to go out there and chase down the police. That's what we're doing now. He sounds crazy. Let's continue.
I'm constantly in the hood confronting the pigs and the police officers. Black Panther Party headquarters is 2123 Gratz in the hood, you know? So, you know, it's not really, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to insult the young brother because obviously he doesn't know what he's talking about. Obviously, he didn't see the videos of me and the Elder Panthers. Obviously, he doesn't know that every single week, we take care of one of the Elder Panthers, the originals, you know, the ones that teach us and learn and show us the way, and the ones that are our leadership, you know, like Clarence Peterson or Aaron Dixon or Elmer Dixon or Rashad Birdsong or Billy Che Brooks, you know, all these original Black Panthers who are our leaders, who are our elders, who are our mentors, you know. So, you know, we didn't just get up one day and decide to call ourselves the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. Aaron Dixon gave us permission to be the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. We didn't just start wearing their emblem. The guy who created the Black Panther Party emblem, Emory Douglas, gave us permission to wear that. We earned the permission to wear that by risking our lives on a regular basis, going up against the slave catchers, what you call police. You know, we earn that because every day where we're at right now, headquarters is open where people could come and get food for their family and clothing for their children every single day. You know what I'm saying? So, You should probably do some research. My name is Paul Birdsong. You can Google me. I done fought the National Guard. I done fought the Ku Klux Klan. I done fought the sheriff, SWAT, and I'm still.
You done fought all these people and you're still standing and you don't have any prison sentences served. You didn't go to jail. They didn't send you to prison, sir, for assaulting an officer, but you fought all these law enforcement officials. Are y'all listening to this? Are y'all listening to this? You fought all of these law enforcement agencies and you didn't get a prison sentence?
Here because I haven't lost yet. You know why? People power, black power. You know what I'm saying? ICE runs into communities and brutalizes black women and children every single day. You know? And the Black Panther Party is not a nationalist group, we're an internationalist group.
Now, I want you all to pay attention to something. He said ICE goes into black communities and brutalizes black women and children every day. Where the hell are his videos talking about that then? And saying, say her name for these black women, okay, for these children. Why hasn't he said anything about them? Have y'all seen videos of him? Have y'all seen him speaking out and talking tough? No. You heard him come out and talk tough after Renee Nicole Good got killed by ICE. So you're defending a white woman, and that's all fine. I'm not telling that you shouldn't. But at the end of the day, you talk about black women and children being brutalized every day. Well, how come we haven't heard from you until now? Make it make sense. I have several questions.
We deal with people, any type of oppressed people, anywhere, we fight for them. You know what I'm saying? So if the person is oppressed, which, you know, these immigrants are, you know, then we stand up for them. You know, you want to talk about immigrants, let's talk about the white immigrants that came to this land and took this land, the ones that are sicking ICE on everybody right now. You know, I think you brothers and sisters should do some reading, some educating of yourselves. You know, I'm not going to insult you back. That's beneath me, you know. But if ever you're hungry, if ever you need some clothes, if ever you got to go to court and you need somebody to advocate for you, if ever the police get to whooping your ass and you need somebody to help you, I got you.
All right, Superman. All right, then, Superman. He's out here whipping the police, whipping the feds. He's doing a whole lot. Okay, don't y'all agree? Don't y'all agree? Not at all interesting. Hold on, he's not done. He's not done. How come we never heard of him? If black women and children are getting brutalized by ICE, where the hell's he been? Quiet on that, crickets?
And just open-ended, any comments you want to give to like my generation, the younger generation, or just any generation.
Legally arm yourselves and unify, or else you will die. And I mean that in a literal sense. You see on the news all the time, Renee, you know, everybody say her name, Renee. Right? She just got shot in the face by ICE, right? This is a real thing, and they're not going to stop. And the more they hurt people and get away with it, the more they're going to get that momentum to keep going. So everybody needs to unify and come together, and everybody needs to arm themselves, right? Because the revolution is in the barrel of a gun, whether you believe it or not. You want to be comfortable and you want to be nice. You don't want no confrontation. Look, Huey P. Newton said it the best. Anybody without a gun is either a slave or they're about to be one. You know, so and people worried about people being scared of him. Huey P. Newton also said this when somebody asked him, "Don't you think the Black Panther Party is scary? Don't you think it's scaring people?" He said, "My people have been the ones afraid. Hey, sister, we got free groceries over here, free hot soup and free clothes." He said, "My people be the one afraid for hundreds of years. So if you're saying people scared of us now, that's a compliment. That means we're doing something right. You know what I'm saying? Would you rather be scared of ICE? Would you rather be scared of the slave catcher, the police? Would you rather be scared of the government forces that are working against the people? Or would you rather be them scared to mess with you? That's for you to choose. That's for you to decide. Unify, arm yourself, and keep this mentality all the time. All power to the people.
All power to the people. Where can people find you? Like on social
I'm
media?
Chairman Paul Birdsong on Instagram. You can find the Black Panther Party for self-defense on TikTok and Instagram. Black Panther Party is split up by chapter, so whatever state you are in, if there's a chapter there, type in BPP and the name of your state, and it should pop up.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, I don't believe him. I don't believe him. He's talking about say her name. Well, he didn't tell them to say Keith Porter's name, the black man who was killed in LA New Year's Eve outside of his apartment. He didn't say his name. And you know, I'm sorry. Like I said, he's not come out and said a word. We didn't. Where was he when Sonia Massey was killed? Where were they? How come they weren't yelling, say her name? Okay? I have several questions. But with that all being said, let's go to what people are saying. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. If you don't like what I'm talking about, you already know what to do. I already had to block a troll just now. Hold on, beloved. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Really playing now. Y'all really fucking playing. Say her name was not meant for y'all to use for that white woman. Say her name was meant for these women right here. Listen to this. And these are the coppered colored women whose lives were taken for no reason by the police officer, who were unalived by police officers for absolutely no fucking reason at all. This is the reason why Say Her Name was made. Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, Tatiana Jefferson, Corinne Gaines, my bad, y'all, Kendra James, Taisha Miller, Pamela Turner, Ayanna Jones, and that's a baby. That's a little girl. Alberto Spurl. I don't know how to say her last name, but yes. And that's somebody's grandmother. Marima Carey. Hopefully I'm saying her name right. I'm so sorry if I butchered her name. But these are the women that Say Her Name is for. Rakia Boyd, Tarika Wilson, Katherine Johnston, Yvette Smith, Chantel Davis, Sharice Francis, Alicia Thompson, Tanisha Anderson, Shelley Frey, and Melissa Williams. And Melissa is also a child. That is the reason for Say Her Name. So y'all not finna come and take that shit and plaster it on some white woman and think we just gonna sit back and not say nothing. Learn how to make up your own movements. Learn how to make something that originally come for y'all without y'all stealing it from us.
Thank you.
We're tired of y'all piggybacking up off of us, especially when it comes to us grieving our people and trying to honor our people that you motherfuckers keep taking away from us for no fucking reason at all. Y'all need to wake the fuck up. Like, I'm so sick of this.
She's not the only one. Okay. And even when they had the White Panther Party, Huey P. Newton gave them the idea. They didn't think of that. They wanted to join ours. Okay. Now, with that all being said, Measurement says not a Timu Black Panther Party that ain't even from. Okay, exactly, beloved. Not Boys in the Hood that ain't even from Compton. In my Boys in the Hood voice, sit down somewhere. Rich man, you are so nefarious. Thank you, beloved, for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, I'm saying not Timu Black Panther Party. That's exactly who they are. I'm not falling for it.
Literally, everyone is saying her name. Everyone. I want to remind you gently and not to upset you, not to diminish the grief that you're finally feeling when you see someone who looks like you being murdered unjustly in the public by a civil servant is what they're supposed to be, or ICE, right? I'm kind of talking more from the lens of police because that's who this happens. That's who kills people that look like me all the time. We started saying Say Her Name because these sorts of instances happen all the time and no one knows that it happens. It takes people like me coming to platforms like this and speaking about it and saying, Say her name, this just happened. You don't know because it's not on the news. It's not in the headlines and no one's talking about it. So say her name. That's why we started this for Sandra Bland, for Breonna Taylor. Because there isn't as much collective outrage usually when someone who looks like me passes away, or I'm sorry, is brutally murdered by the police typically. And now we have ICE, right? Who claims they're not police, but to me, it's all the same thing. Same thing. So I appreciate that, we've.
Okay, I'm going to go to the next video. Some of these are a little long, and if they start getting talking, for a lengthy amount of time, I'm just going to go past them because we have to get through all of this. Okay, likes up, everyone, please like and share.
To Renee Nicole Good, and may God continue to bless and comfort her family during this horrible, difficult time. But the hashtag Say Her Name is not for Renee. Say Her Name is specifically for Black women who have been killed by police and police-sanctioned violence here in this country, created in 2014. See, we don't need to say her name. We know her name. Say Her Name was created because no one was saying the names of Black women. No one was acknowledging them. No one was ever acknowledging, admitting to, or taking accountability for their deaths. That's where the hashtag originated from. Sandra Bland, Rakia Boyd, Corinne Gaines, Breonna Taylor, Sonia Massey, and Shelley Frey, Kayla Moore, and so many, many others. Say Her Name is for so many Black women erased by police violence. So let's not erase them any further by letting that hashtag be used by others. Justice for Renee Good, and jail for anybody that had any part in her killing and her death.
All right, I absolutely agree. And she said, rest in peace to Renee. Absolutely, rest in peace to Renee. It sickens me every time I think about the fact that they shot that lady in her face. They shot her 3 times, and she was just trying to turn around, and then they demonized her and told lies. But at the end of the day, let's not try to, mimic what Black people do. Okay, let's not try to do that. I mean, why can't they ever come up with anything on their own? I have several questions. All right. Let's continue.
It's for Black women. It's for Black women. And maybe if you had fought harder for those Black women, we wouldn't be where we are today. But we did not fight harder for those Black women. So we will not be using Say Her Name in this situation because it's kind of our fault. How's that? It's our fault. Say Her Name is for Black women. It's for Black women. And maybe if you had fought harder for those Black women, we wouldn't be where we are.
Yeah, she's absolutely right. Because at the end of the day, they don't fight for us 9 times out of 10. Okay? They absolutely do not. And then remember what they even told us during the Roe versus Wade. Black women, we know we're not here for you. We know we haven't stood for your causes, but we all as women need to band together. Yeah, no, we didn't.
I'm not trying to be rude at all, but Say Her Name is specifically reserved for Black women. That chant started as a direct result, and I remember because I was an organizer at the time. It started in the early days of the Black Lives Matter protests. I mean, like Trayvon Martin early days, when Black women who are also being victimized to police brutality, like Sandra Bland, like Rakia Boyd, oh my God, the list is endless. They were not getting the same coverage as Black men and boys who are also being victimized. That's not to say that they are not important. It's to say that the Black girls and the Black women were completely ignored. Hence, Say Her Name. While I understand the severity of what just transpired, it is also important to recognize that that does not mean that you should co-opt other people's movements. Black women own that for a very good reason. Rest in peace to Renee. But Say Her Name is not reserved for white women.
Okay, he said respectfully. And he also said he's not trying to play with semantics, but it actually does matter. And it does, okay? And it does. Now, let's continue. Likes up, everyone, please. A like and share. Thank you in advance.
White people. This is some real shit that I'm about to say, okay? Because I've been seeing a lot of videos circulating around white people saying, oh, you know, y'all want black people to be more involved in everything that's happening right now and everything that's going on. Where are we? Why are we helping y'all? Be fucking for real right now. Okay? Deontay Kyle said it best. Renee Good is a tragedy to y'all, and it's just another Tuesday for us. And I'm not being funny. And I'm not trying to be divisive, right? Because I am one of the main people, like, we need to be together. We need to sit together as a collective. But when y'all coming at us the way that y'all coming at us on social media, especially on TikTok, asking where are we, where was y'all at? We got Sandra Bland, Tamir Rice, Eric Garner, Corinne Gaines, Sean Bell, Philando Castile. Like, I mean, I could keep going on. Where was y'all at? We been fucked up. We fucked up. We fucked up. I ain't even want to cry on the motherfucking internet. Okay? We been feeling. How y'all feeling about Renee Good is how we been feeling for years. Not for weeks. Not for days. And to have the gall to come on social media and be like, where is black people? Y'all need to get in the motherfucking field. Period. And not with no motherfucking inflatable suits and not with no motherfucking snowballs. Because anytime that we take our black ass outside, any goddamn where, we got to be prepared to put our motherfucking life on the line. And that's just real motherfucking talk. And y'all ain't nothing but talk. Everybody keep wanting to tell me, oh, the Handmaid's Tale, the Handmaid's Tale. I ain't never watched that shit. And everybody keep using it as a reference point. Y'all bitches watched it and still went and voted for motherfucking Trump. Please be fucking for real. Stop playing with me. White people. This.
Okay, no lies detected. None detected. Now watch this. Now, Mr. Paul Birdsong, the Black Panther Party chairman, has attracted the attention of Fox News. How you think that's going to go? Okay, they're going to start spewing propaganda.
And the ICE agent who got rammed by Renee was forced into hiding. And left-wing militants are joining forces, threatening the lives of federal police. Here are the Black Panthers.
I'll put a hole in their chest the size of a window. We're a little more aggressive now, you dig? You want to correct the ideology of the pig and the mentality of the slave catcher, you meet them with equal force.
You've got the minivan militia, the Black Panthers, Antifa, and now the bad hombres feel like they have backup. Yesterday, ICE was attacked by a group of violent Biden migrants. 3 Venezuelan nationals jumped an ICE agent with weapons. All 3 were caught and released by Biden and had been harbored in the sanctuary city of Minneapolis. Julio was the target. A traffic stop turned into a vehicle pursuit. He crashed, then fled on foot. When the agent caught him, his 2 Venezuelan amigos came out and started hitting the agent with a snow shovel and a broom handle. The officer was forced to fire off a defensive shot, hitting Julio in the leg before the 3 of them ran into an apartment and barricaded themselves inside. Eventually, they all got iced. But this hombre, Julio, doesn't seem like he has any regrets. Here he is grinning ear to ear at the hospital. This is who the left is trying to protect. Violent Venezuelans with criminal histories. The media, too. Look at this headline from the Times. Federal agent shoots man in Minneapolis. A man in Minneapolis. That's how the media stokes violence. These ICE stalkers just see the headline. They think ICE is on a killing spree, so they hit the streets and riot. Never let a crisis go to waste, right? So now Democrats are using an ICE agent getting attacked with a shovel as an excuse to give people free rent.
I'm bringing a resolution calling on Governor Walz to declare a eviction moratorium.
Homan's family's getting death threats. And
now I want you all to pay attention, because now, after he's come out and made these announcements and made these threats or whatever against ICE and all of that and acting all Billy Badass, well, now they're sitting there talking about leftist militant groups Now, we all know that they use the militant word to describe Black people, specifically revolutionary Black people, specifically the Black Panther Party. So now I want you all to pay attention. Here is where it all starts. Okay, here's where it all starts. Now, let's go to this video. This is a brief clip of a Black man, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This happened yesterday. Yesterday. Here we go. This is a really short clip, by the way.
She's telling him like this thing ain't real, but they still get his ID. Look at this shit, y'all. Stop! Stop! Y'all stop! Y'all stop! Oh my God! Y'all stop! I'm trying to force this man to let y'all take it somewhere. No, y'all stop it! Y'all stop! With him, right?
Now, with that being said, so I'm not sure what started that whole thing or whatever. The person who posted it is very upset. And here's what they had to say. ICE is brutalizing Black people. I will never forgive these flag-waving FBA, ADOS, and these pro-Black conservatives who was bullying other Black people for Trump on social media during the election. I remember specifically, Tyreek was saying Trump politics will not target and abuse Black people. They're also killing us, kidnapping us in our homes, on the street, and torturing us and brutalizing us. Most of them are silenced now. They're not using their platforms anymore to condemn Trump. Y'all hear that? That's what the person said who posted that. He's blaming it on FBA and ADOS. Well, you know, I'm blaming it on Paul Birdsong. Okay? I'm going to blame it on Paul Birdsong. Coming out here making those threats. Now, let's continue. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share.
Now we got Tethers faking being Black Panthers, because Black Panthers been around forever, and they even have, especially here in Milwaukee, I know the Black Panthers here, I don't know what they call themselves, but it was all over TikTok, it was all over YouTube. The Black Panthers here got a beauty supply store. It's called Beauty Island. They got that motherfucker. They stopped people from going to Beauty Island. Beauty Island was used to be cracking. They stopped people from going to Beauty Island because the motherfucking either Asians or Hispanics that own Beauty Island did something to a Black woman. And they went up in that motherfucker and threatened them. And then they told all Black folks, don't go to Beauty Island no more. People don't go to Beauty Island like that no more. Beauty Island used to be cracking. It's on Fond du Lac. But anywho, we have Tethers pretending to be Black Panthers, right? Right. So we know Black Panthers is gone for Black folks, right? FBA, we are no longer a part of whatever they go. Because if we say we Black Panthers, they already saying FBA a hate group. So if we say, okay, we the new Black Panthers, we're gonna be a terrorist group. So one, we gotta stop talking and showing. Two, we gotta come up with a name for us that we say only by word of mouth. You can't say this shit on TikTok. You can't say this shit on Facebook. You can't say this shit on no social media. Word of mouth is a motherfucker. And that's how we're going to have to get the word out. But we have Tethers faking as our ancestors, the old Black Panthers. They ain't even got the fucking heart. They getting paid for it. The old Black Panthers was literally genuinely helping us. But yeah, Black Panthers, they are all over that. We're going to have to come up with a new name since they claiming us a militia. We're going to have to come up with a new name. Shit, they let they militias go.
Now, with that all being said, you all know I don't like to use that word tethers, calling people that. I don't like calling people names and whatnot. But at the end of the day, here's the thing. I just don't think this was a good idea. And I think that it was planned out. Okay, that's just what I think. Now, with that all being said, if it wasn't for white people advocating for your rights, y'all still be working for free. You mean slaves? Well, you know, at the end of the day, You said white people advocating for our rights. Here's the thing. Black people advocated for their own rights. Our ancestors, when they were marching in the civil rights, there were some white people who advocated also. And I've mentioned those white people plenty of times. Shout out to them. Okay. Viola Larissa is one of the people that I would often speak about. But here's the thing. You say we'd still be working for free. Well, why were we working for free? Why were we working for free? Because white people enslaved our ancestors. That's why we were working for free. So you think that the people who advocated to help get us free, they should get props when it was their own people who enslaved us, and you're saying without their help, we couldn't have done it? Well, without their people, we likely wouldn't have been enslaved either. Okay, so you sound obtuse. And I would advise you, beloved, that if you don't like the Queen's talking points, what I'm talking about, feel free to exit stage left. Okay, that's how I feel about that. But don't come in here trying to disparage anyone because you have a different opinion. Everyone can have their opinion, and that's fine. But don't come in here talking slick. Okay? Don't come in here talking slick and try to tell us what we would or wouldn't and should and shouldn't be doing. All right? Now, with that all being said, let's continue. That sounds as idiotic to me and obtuse as when I hear some white folks say that they fought to free us during the Civil War. Okay, y'all fought to free us during the Civil War. Oh, okay. Even if that's true, or even if that were true, you mean to tell me that we need to give y'all some credit when y'all are the same ones that enslaved us? Yeah, make it all make sense. Okay, make it all make sense. Now let's continue.
With the Black Immigrant Party, when you have more YT people excited about you than the community that the original Black Panthers began in terms of trying to support and fight, then you done fucked up. You're not on mission, you're not on code. You're not fighting for your ethnic group anymore. You're fighting for the people who are happy to see you. When you have more YT people, I'm about to show them.
Hold on, let me just say this too, before I forget my thought. The thing that I also find interesting is that all of these white people and all of these immigrants who don't look like us, I'm not talking about the Black immigrants, because I mostly see Spanish or Mexican and Hispanic Latino people basically shouting out the Black Panthers and being so thrilled and, so glad that they're here to help. What's interesting about that for me is that historically, when we have spoken and paid tribute and, to the Black Panther Party and talked about them and everything, these same type of people have gone in on us and said that they were a hate group. You know why they were saying that? Because these were people who were out here to protect and defend us. They were out here to protect and defend us. By the fact that they're now talking about defending and protecting everybody, well, now they're not a problem. Y'all don't find that interesting? It's the hypocrisy of it. It's not okay for Black people to stand up, arm themselves, and protect and defend ourselves collectively. But as long as we say we'll take our guns and we'll go and defend other groups of people, then it's okay. Come on, Black people, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome to come on over here and help us out. But just don't think you're going to help yourselves, because we'll have something to say about it. Yeah, miss me with it. Okay, miss me with that bull-ish. That's what you can do.
This in a second. Look, watch this.
Hold on. Let me put on my glasses so I can read this. What she says, it says, so people are out in the streets protecting others from documented ICE brutality, and you criticize them? Now, this is someone posted this. Okay, governments and media have done such a good job that even defending people from state violence is framed as wrong, while genocide and the overthrow of governments are treated as business as usual. Truly insane. Okay, then someone says, you know they've lost their way when it's mainly white people supporting the new Black Panthers. Delineate. All right.
You know what's bad? When you go on the Black Panthers post and the most people celebrating them are YC people.
Listen, at the end of the day, that's exactly what's going on. That's exactly what's going on. You see it, like I told you, these other groups of people, out here glad that they want to be boots on the ground and protect and defend them, speaking up for them. If they were using those same talking points, Paul Birdsong, if he were using those same talking points and only saying, yeah, we're out here to protect and defend black people. Y'all not going to run up on black people. If they were saying that, they'd all have a problem. Y'all know that, right? All of these people congratulate them and thanking them. They would all have a darn problem, and y'all know it. So that's why I am not thinking about them. Okay, I'm just not. At the end of the day, okay, like I said, it's always okay when we're helping everybody else, but they don't want us to help ourselves. Make it make sense. Do y'all ever see the Oath Keepers? Okay, the Proud Boys, the Boogaloo Boys. You ever see any of them out there trying to protect black people when they come up, when they bring their militias out there in full force? They never try to protect black people. Okay, why everybody always want black people to protect and defend them? Why is that?
This is not a costume. This is my face. This is my hair. Baby, this is what I look like when I wake up. I just threw on some hoops. So if black women existing with an afro, hoops, and a political opinion is cosplay to you, then that tells me that you only recognize blackness when it's been packaged for white comfort. Angela.
I'm sorry. Let me tell you all why she is saying this. She's saying all of this, beloveds, because someone left her a comment that says the Black Panthers is not a costume while cosplaying as Angela Davis. That's what someone accused this beautiful queen of doing, because they were upset because she doesn't believe that those Black Panthers are authentic. Okay, and she expressed that in a previous video. So then they're saying, oh, you're talking about their cosplaying and it's not a costume. Well, you're trying to act like Angela Davis. They sound so darn stupid. Okay, Angela Davis is the only black woman to ever rock an afro.
Angela Davis didn't invent afros. She didn't invent gold hoops. She didn't invent thinking critically. She didn't invent speaking out. And she didn't invent resistance. She was documenting a reality that y'all were trained not to see. So again, the Black Panthers are not a costume. They were not a Halloween costume, an aesthetic, or a little club you can join when fascism gets too scary. They were a response to white violence, to surveillance, to starvation, and to racism. That's why you're trying to turn history into a costume, because reality is too heavy for you. So no, I'm not cosplaying Angela Davis or anybody else. You're just not used to seeing black women speak with clarity without asking for white permission, or bowing down and shrinking down for white comfort. And that discomfort you feel is not my problem. Blackness is not a costume, nor is
Quickly. Okay. I guess she told them. Now, let's continue. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. She is beautiful, beloved. Absolutely. Now, with that all being said, here's the comment someone left that he's replying to. He says, the comment says, those aren't the real Black Panther Party. They are agents of chaos paid by the opposition to get Black people into this mess because they didn't expect Black people or something. I think they stopped it or cut it off. So I agree. Okay, I agree. Now, here's what this man has to say about this in response to this comment.
They said they didn't expect black people to stand down to the ICE agents. They were trying to start FEMA camps. How could I ignore this? This is what I love. This is the top comment on my video that I made about. I seen a video talking about the Black Panther Party were in Philadelphia because ICE agents were planning to come to Philadelphia. There were places all over the city, unmarked vans, blacked out, popping up all over the city. This person said this. It makes sense. It makes sense. I also thought that the Black Panther Party that was the one in Philly, or that I keep seeing videos, I thought it was fake CIA agents pretending to be that. And this is so I made a video about it, but I didn't say that. This is the first comment that's on the top of my video. I'm so glad that somebody said this. So glad that somebody said this. This is the conversations that I want to be having. The more we're aware, the more our eyes are open, the more we see what's going on.
Y'all heard what he said? He said he already thought they were CIA agents. Y'all know ginger white people, they used to be kind of smart. Just saying. Now, with that all being said, this lady says, no, you cannot join the Black Panther Party. Let's go to this next clip. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share.
So now everybody want to join the Black Panther Party. Why am I seeing white folks ask if they can join the Black Panther Party? Because for what? Answer me this. The Black Panther Party for self-defense. Who do you think the Black Panthers were defending themselves from? Quickly. And also, one of the strongest tenets of the Black Panther Party for self-defense was education. The fact that a lot of y'all were just in my comments just days ago telling me that you didn't learn about the Underground Railroad, which means I'm sure you don't know a damn thing about the Sinclair brothers. Like, do y'all think the Black Panther Party was a social club and like King T'Challa is gonna come out the back? So now everybody want to join the Black Panther Party.
She didn't say King T'Challa. All right, let's continue. Here we go. Likes up, everyone, please. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance.
In 2026, I'm not holding my tongue no more. I'm so sick of seeing this dude on my timeline talking about some Black Panther Party. This is Paul Birdsong. Just a year and a half ago, this man was trying his hardest to get into the rap industry. He was a rapper. This man was wearing 2 gang-affiliated colors, calling himself a rapper, trying to make it in the rap scene. I don't trust no man that wears 2 different gang-affiliated colors. On top of that, he pops up after a Caucasian woman was struck fatally by an ICE agent. Now, I find that very ironic because where have y'all been for like the past, I don't know, 10, 12 years? And then he's out here telling people we should be holding ICE accountable. For what? For what? ICE has a job that is tasked to them by the President of the United States. I'm not getting in them folks' way. The task that they have or that they've been given has nothing to do with Black people or the Black community. That's nothing to do with us. We should not be out there interacting or trying to stop ICE from doing their job. They ain't got shit to do with us. If you really want to make an impact as the chairman of the Black Panther Party, go into Black neighborhoods. Let's start getting rid of these gangs. Let's start getting rid of the crime. Let's start getting people some jobs, opportunities, housing. You know, folks in the Black community, some of us, we ain't got food. Let's take care of the elders. Let's shape up the young minds of tomorrow. We have bigger fish to fry within our own community, but yet we're standing in front of federal agents telling other Black Americans we need to hold these people accountable for what they're doing in the community, though what they're doing has nothing to do with us. Safe right, safe right, we praise. You go in front of the federal agents with a fully automatic shotgun if you want to. Y'all know how them folks get down. They ain't got no problem putting nobody on a t-shirt. This is just an embarrassment to our ancestors, to the originators of the Black Panther Party, to the community, to the elders. This is a pure embarrassment. Y'all got that much energy, but y'all won't go put it back in the community. Instead, we'll go to another community to defend that community when our own community is crippling at the foundation. So no, we ain't following that. No, we ain't jumping in front of no ICE agents with no automatic shotguns talking about how we gonna do this and that and hold them accountable. We ain't doing that. If y'all want to go out there and play Power Ranger, y'all go out there and play Power Ranger in front of them folks. Black Americans, we need to take care of our own communities and not worry about what they got going on because they ain't got nothing to do with us.
Okay, so Truth Note says all of this shit is content. Nothing is being taken serious anymore. Well, here's the thing, beloved. At the end of the day, this is more than content. I'm pretty sure that most of us take it seriously. I don't know why you would think that. And I especially take it very seriously. Here's the thing. You see, the reason why I have such a problem with these people that I think are cosplaying as Black Panther Party members is because, you know, I just feel like they're trying to get Black people to put ourselves in danger. Okay, I feel like they're trying to get us to put ourselves in danger. Now, they shot a 21-year-old white man in the eye with one of those so-called quote-unquote non-lethal rounds. His eye is gone forever. He will never see out of it again. He has shards in his brain, in his skull, or what have you. And he's permanently disfigured, facially. Not to mention, it almost nicked his carotid artery and could have taken him out of here. The doctors are surprised he lived. And the ICE agent, as the young man was shot in the eye, says to him, "You'll never see out of that left eye again." When they killed Renee Nicole Good, they called her an effing B. So if this is the energy that they have for white people, I'm sure they have a whole lot more smoke for us. At the end of the day, he's asking Black people to put themselves in the crossfires. Another thing is, I've heard, now I can't substantiate this, I haven't had time to look it up, but they're saying that Mr. Paul Birdsong, the chairman of the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, they're saying that he's recruiting Black people, and I don't think it's just Black people, but they say he's recruiting people through WhatsApp or something like that. That's what I heard. Now, like I said, can't confirm that, but I do find it all very interesting. But here's one of the reasons that I also have a problem with it. See, this isn't just content for the Queen. For those of you who've been following me since 2020, how many times have I told you and discussed, and you see when my video comes on, I have the pictures of all the different Black Panther members and all of that. And I've told you all that there's Black Panther Party members still in prison. Been there for decades. They're likely never going to see the light of day. They have been mistreated. They've been kept in solitary confinement. There's one that I spoke to and have been in solitary confinement for 30 years. Now, when they go up for parole, I send letters to the parole boards, okay? Because I've been in communication with some of them for years, okay? So this isn't a game for me. This isn't about content, okay? I'm not just sitting up here talking and mad for nothing. I'm mad because to me, this is disrespectful, okay, in the highest order, okay, of the highest order. All right, my stepfather was a Black Panther. Okay, so with that all being said, I feel like these people are fakes and frauds and they need to be called out. And of course, it's content, but it's content that needs to be said. It needs to be said. All right, as far as I'm concerned. Now, Dynamic Quality says, I agree with pro-Black, but also believe that we're all stronger together fighting against the common enemy. All 1,500 troops might go to Minnesota. Oh, well, yeah, they absolutely might. They did say that they were going to send more troops. With that all being said, I think they have actually already sent them. But with that being said, listen, we all do need to fight. But at the end of the day, we can fight ourselves, okay, in our own ways. All right. We don't have to do what someone's dictating us to do. Like that man that came in my comments on TikTok talking about, oh, we all got to do this and we all got to fight. And this is no time for division. You don't tell me when it's time for division, because like I told you all before, these people who don't look like us want to tell us when it's time to not be divisive, when they can be divisive at any given moment that they feel. When a Black person is killed in the streets by police while unarmed, and then we are out there upset about it, and some of our people take to the streets and protest, and they'll say, well, they should have been following lawful orders. They shouldn't have committed a crime. They'll say all kinds of foolish things to justify the cops' actions. But now when it happens to them, they want us boots on the ground. Okay. At the end of the day, let me continue. Thank you, Dynamic Quality, for your contribution to the channel and your insight into the topic. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Southern Breeze said polka dot Panthers. Okay, that's what it's given.
What kind of Black Panther Party is that? What kind of Black Panther Party is that? He came up here and parted his lips talking about we care about all people that's oppressed. No, nigga. This is about Black people that's oppressed. That's why you're called the Black Panther Party. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, did y'all catch that shit? We care about all people that's oppressed. Say her name. What? I mean, yes, it's tragic, but we ain't about to do that. We can make a couple of videos about that shit on the internet and then keep it pushing. But let's be crystal fucking clear when I say this. Don't nobody go hard for Black people like how we go hard for ourselves. Okay? What the fuck? Is y'all cool?
Okay, this is the last one. And then we got to talk about, if you all remember, when I reported on the 10-year-old little black boy who was run over by the white man. Y'all remember that story? Guess what? Not guilty was the verdict that they gave him. Okay? Where were they? The Black Panther Party, that is, when that happened. Okay? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. All right, let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share.
Panthers are a cosplay organization. They get their vest on, you know what I'm saying? They grab a gun and they go out and they march in formation, but they've never actually completed a task for us that we've needed them to complete. I'm not talking about all these little liberal tasks that they be doing, tasks that help everybody. I'm talking about getting things done for us. Khalid Muhammad went out and physically fought the KKK in the streets. The Black Panthers weren't there, and they ain't been there. Don't come to me with this Fred Hampton nonsense. He's also not here. So in between the time that he's been gone and now, what have they been doing? Nothing but cosplaying. The Rainbow Coalition. Let me tell you something about a Rainbow Coalition. Every time Black people coalesce to get something done, every time we come together and we're like, yeah, man, put our heads together, we ready to crack, we got to include somebody. And what happens besides us getting watered down? What happens? The movement gets destroyed, infiltrated by feds, and they always come through that pipeline, through the coalition pipeline. And you know who's responsible for that? The Black Panthers. I don't care who don't like what I'm saying, because you ain't also bust no grapes.
He said he don't care who don't like it because you ain't also a bust no grapes. Okay, now his video was a little lengthy, so we got to move on. Now, with that all being said, just like I told you all, people are in an uproar. Okay? Oh, hold on. One more thing. Let's go to the story. Let's go to this story of COINTELPRO. Now, I haven't watched this, but I saw this TikTok. I started looking at it, so let's go to this first, okay? Likes up, everyone, please like and share. It's very informative from the first couple of minutes that I saw.
Trail. Names erased from history. January 17th, 1969, two young Black revolutionaries entered a university building and never walked out. John Huggins and Bunchy Carter. Their deaths were not random. They were founders of the Southern California Black Panther Party, young, disciplined, committed to Black liberation. Not criminals, not extremists, organizers, students, political thinkers. They believed education was a battleground. That's why they were at UCLA's Campbell Hall, attending a Black student union meeting, not a war zone. What happened next would echo for decades. Accounts differ. Some recall heated words between Panthers and Organization US, a cultural nationalist group. Others mention a confrontation involving Panther leader Elaine Brown. But this part is consistent. An altercation erupted. Bunchy Carter and John Huggins were shot and killed. The man allegedly responsible, Claude Hubert, was never found. For years, the story was framed as Black-on-Black conflict. But what history doesn't emphasize is the deeper truth. In 1975, the Church Committee revealed the FBI's COINTELPRO program deliberately engineered hostility between Black organizations. This wasn't chaos, it was a method. The FBI sent fake death threats, distributed humiliating cartoons, forged letters to provoke fear and rage. Each group believed the attacks came from the other. Divide, destabilize, destroy. And it worked. Former Panther Geronimo Pratt later said, the UCLA incident may not have been a centrally planned assassination, but a shootout fueled by manufactured distrust. That distinction matters. COINTELPRO didn't always pull the trigger. It made sure someone else would. In the aftermath, George and Larry Steiner and Donald Hawkins turned themselves in. They were convicted of conspiracy and second-degree murder. Life sentences followed. But the larger crime, the federal sabotage of Black unity, was never punished. No FBI agent went to prison. No apology was issued. This story isn't just history. It's a warning. When movements fracture, when disagreements turn hostile, when ego replaces strategy, ask yourself, who benefits? Repression doesn't always look like chains and batons. Sometimes it looks like confusion. Sometimes it looks like silence. Bunchy Carter and John Huggins were not perfect, but they were brave. They believed Black people deserve dignity, education, and power. Their legacy reminds us unity is not optional. Discernment is revolutionary. Liberation movements are always under surveillance. Honor them by studying the truth. Protect movements by learning from the past. What lessons should today's movements learn from this? How do we protect unity without silencing disagreement? If you believe these stories still matter, subscribe.
All right. So with that all being said, these stories absolutely matter. Okay, these stories absolutely matter. With that all being said, let's continue. Truthland says, I'm out here on the battlefield. I'm a Black man. I know these white folks want to delete me. Well, I hope they don't. And I pray for your safety. And thank you for being on the battlefield. Okay. And for anybody else that's on the battlefield, but while you're out there, listen, we just can't be believing any and everybody. Okay. Everybody who looks like us is not for us. And always remember, don't ever forget that anytime any of our organizations have been infiltrated, anytime any of our leaders have been assassinated, it was always at the hands of people who look like us that conspired secretly behind closed doors in the dark of night with people who didn't look like us. So we just can't be believing everybody who pops out and pops up talking about they're this and that, and they're here for the revolution, and they're going to do X, Y, and Z. Let's wait till they prove themselves, okay, to be authentic. Because this guy right here, he just doesn't sound authentic. It's given cosplayed, all right? That's just what it's given. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about this story that I reported to you all first. I do believe it was in April. And about the young boy, 10 years old, that lost his life after he was run over. I just am not surprised that the man was found guilty. I mean, not guilty. I'm not surprised at all, because isn't this usually the case? But the Black Panther Party, they didn't give a damn about Jordan Hill, did they? Because I didn't hear them saying his name. I didn't hear them saying his name. So let's talk about Jordan Hill. Man charged in deadly ATV accident that killed a child found not guilty. Okay? This is out of Liberty, Mississippi. All right, so they go on to say that the man accused of causing an ATV wreck that killed a 10-year-old boy has been found not guilty. Now, Cody Rowlandson was charged with aggravated DUI and felony leaving the scene of an accident in connection with the April the 6th, 2025 crash that killed Jordan Hill. This was just months ago. Where were the Black Panther Party then to speak on this? They could have at least posted a video showing solidarity with the family, giving condolences, saying his name. Rollinson's trial began Tuesday, okay, in the Mike County Circuit Court before Judge Deborah Blackwell. Now, witnesses told three on your side, that Hill was on an ATV when he was hit by Rollinson's truck. Y'all remember that? And how the police allowed that white man to take things out of his vehicle? Some say that he supposedly had illegal substances in there, but his family came to the scene and they were taking things out of his vehicle and putting it in theirs. Do you remember that? Not guilty. That's no surprise. So, according to an indictment, Rowlandson was under the influence of Mary Jane at the time of the incident. Okay, and so that's all they really have to say about it. Not too much info, but don't y'all find that interesting? Let me see if I can find a video of what the family has to say. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Here we go. This is interesting because all of these news clips are like 30 seconds. That's as much airtime as they have given. 30 seconds. Here's the video right here with the mother. It looks like the mother speaking. Let me see here. This is so sad. L God says he in the Black Panther Party, but Black isn't at the top of their list. That tells you he's an op. The original party was about us only. If he want a party, take his ace to the club. Exactly. Okay. And like I said and agree with him, Huey P. Newton did, have empathy for other oppressed people, and he did stand with them. But like I said, standing with someone and standing up for someone is two different things. Okay, so thank you for your insight to the topic, beloved, and your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, people want to get mad at us because we're being cautious. Let me tell you all something. Many of us have learned our lessons. Okay, we've learned about COINTELPRO. We've seen how our groups have been infiltrated. We know that they send people who look like us. Because if they were just coming, just white people or, any non-Black people just coming, trying to tell us things or infiltrate or whatever, gather information and intel, well, we would, of course, our suspicions would rise. So they try to get people who look like us, think that we're going to fall for it, but we're not going to do that because we already know the game. We already know the con game. We see how Malcolm X's bodyguard, who was supposed to be protecting him, was the one down there on the ground suffocating him. Okay, we know all of this. We know how some of these raccoons who infiltrated have come out and admitted to it. We know this. So at the end of the day, forgive us for being cautious and not just falling for the okie doke or for just whatever somebody happens to say.
Mother in New Haven, Connecticut is living every parent's worst nightmare. She said, I wish my 13-year-old son didn't get in that car. I wish he would.
Okay, my apologies. That's the wrong video, beloveds. Hold on. Looks like they don't have any information on this young man. This is so sad. What is this? Let me see here. Let me see here. Hold on, beloveds. Okay, let's see if this is it.
Here, anything to say to the family? Oh, you spit? Yeah. I'm gonna see who's gonna spit on you when you go to jail. Justice for Jordan. You racist fuck. Justice for Jordan. Wow. Justice for Jordan. He spit at the family. He just spit. There's no remorse. He just spit. And he drove this truck up here on a suspended license. Justice for Jordan. You remember, you have a daughter. You better think about it. Justice for Jordan. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. Justice for Jordan. Justice for Jordan.
Tonight, a family from Emmett County is speaking out after a verdict was reached in a hit-and-run accident that happened last April. 3 on your sides, Teddy Reedy has their reaction and joins us from the steps of the Emmett County Courthouse.
Just behind these doors here at the Emmett County Courthouse, a jury found Cody Rollinson not guilty earlier this week. Rollinson was accused in causing the ATV accident that killed Jordan Hill earlier this spring. Hill's family left reeling.
Shocked. I was shocked because you have all this evidence, facts, and he still was found not guilty.
April 6, 2025 will always be a day the Hill family remembers forever. It's been 9 months since 10-year-old Jordan Hill was involved in a deadly crash that shook the small town of Gloucester. Shortly after the crash, Rollinson was slapped with 2 charges, the first being aggravated DUI and the second felony leaving the scene of an accident. Rollinson was found not guilty of both charges Wednesday. After the verdict was announced, Hill's family was left stunned.
Right now, I'm still crushed, but somehow I still have faith in the justice system. I just felt that this justice system here just failed us because they had all the evidence. It was all presented in front of them. They had it. I don't understand why and how this could even happen.
Wanda Brown, Hill's mother, says her and her family are still very much grieving the loss of Jordan.
It's been hard. First Christmas, first Thanksgiving, everything is just, it still seems like a dream. We broke and we lost. We have a home, but it's empty, it's quiet.
Ever since Jordan Hill was laid to rest last April, his family has been seeking justice. Now that a not guilty verdict has been announced, Hill's family has to find ways to move forward.
Well, I still definitely want to get justice. So I feel like we should still post him on platforms and just make him known, so they won't let this die down.
The family believes there were a few jurors that knew about the case and should have not been allowed to be on the jury, but we have not been able to confirm those details. Hill's family says even though this was not the verdict they were looking for, they will continue to fight and seek justice for Jordan. Outside the Emmett County Courthouse, Teddy Reedy, 3 on your side.
Justice for Jordan Hill.
In exchange for reduced charges, protection, and steady.
So just low down and dirty, okay? Just spat at them. Just spat at them. No remorse whatsoever. But I'm not surprised. And they wonder how this all happened. Well, because people who don't look like them didn't want to find him guilty, okay? Because they really didn't care, quite frankly. I mean, that's if you ask me. So with that all being said, let's go to this video clip. Let's go to this video clip, beloveds. Hold on. Of William O'Neal. See, William O'Neal should have taught us all. He should serve as a cautionary tale for every last one of us. Okay? He should serve as a cautionary tale for every last one of us. Hold on, beloveds. Let me put this on the screen. Now, I'm going to put an overlay on this because I don't need any trouble. Here we go.
My recruitment by the FBI was very efficient, very simple, really. I'd stolen a car and went joyriding over the state limit, and they had a potential case against me, and I was looking for an opportunity to work it off. Opportunity came when FBI agent Roy Mitchell asked me to go down to the local office of the Black Panther Party and try to gain membership. So they appointed me as a security captain. When I joined the Black Panther Party, most of the information that I was giving him at that time was new information to him. So as I grew inside of the party and began to learn things, he grew also. So he knew the members better than I did. Generally, I was paid in cash. I suppose at any point, if I needed $1,000 or $2,000 from the FBI, I couldn't have gotten it. My recruitment by the FBI was very efficient, very simple, really. I'd stolen a car and went joyriding.
Oh, I forgot I was muted. Okay, so that was William O'Neal, who was a whole raccoon. Okay, a whole raccoon. And you see, this is why we have to err on the side of caution, okay? At the end of the day, we can't be out here just falling for anything they tell us. Hold on. Well, let's go to this next clip. Then we got to talk about this man who died in custody. And then we're out of here, okay?
In 1968, O'Neal was arrested and landed in the Cook County Jail, facing serious charges that could have resulted in years behind bars. But that's when the FBI made its move. Agent Roy Mitchell approached O'Neal with an offer. In exchange for reduced charges, protection, and steady cash payments, O'Neal would agree to infiltrate the Black Panther Party's Chicago chapter. Faced with prison or cooperation, O'Neal chose the latter. At just 19 years old, he became one of the FBI's youngest and most valuable informants. In late 1968, William O'Neal walked into the Chicago Black Panther headquarters and volunteered to join. The chapter was still relatively new, and trust was built quickly, especially with people willing to work, show discipline, and follow orders. O'Neal did exactly that. He showed up early, he stayed late, and volunteered for security. Before long, he wasn't just another member. He was promoted to chief of security. Even more critically, O'Neal became part of Fred Hampton's inner circle, serving as his personal bodyguard.
Y'all heard that? Okay, y'all heard that? Now, that's the man who got Fred Hampton, who's solely responsible for setting Fred Hampton up. Okay, and who does he look like? He looks like us. Okay? He looks like us. So I'm sorry, Mr. Paul Birdsong. You don't pass the smell test as far as I'm concerned. All right, now let's get into this next story, and then I'm going to conclude the broadcast. And I may come back later on tonight. I'm not sure. But everyone, please hit the like button. Thank you so much. All right, I appreciate all of you. Okay, here we go.
Death investigation inside the Detroit Detention Center. The inmate's family turning to Channel 7 for answers. The family of Willie T. Smith sent us this email saying Smith tragically died while in custody and that they needed help investigating and seeking justice. So 7 News Detroit reporter Randy Wimbley followed up, meeting with Smith's family today. They told him Smith had been taken to the hospital after his arrest, only to be found dead in his cell days later. Tonight, Randy's taking their concerns straight to Detroit police.
Yeah, Willie T. Smith's family says the timeline surrounding his death just does not seem to add up. He was arrested on a minor offense on Sunday, and just 3 days later, he was found dead inside his jail cell. Now investigators are working to get to the bottom of what happened.
I just don't see how a person who plays sports, took good care of his health, ran marathons, he was served in the Navy and everything. I can't believe how somebody like that just go to jail and now he's dead.
Marari Sosa Cordero says she struggles to reconcile what she knew about her fiance with what jail officials at the Detroit Detention Center told her. Willie T. Smith was found dead in his cell Wednesday, just days after police took him into custody for allegedly stealing a bottle of wine from a CVS.
I don't understand, and I just really don't want this to be swept under the rug.
Kimberly Massey is Smith's sister and says their family is still searching for answers.
It's like no closure, from seeing him, happy, healthy and everything to now he's gone. I'm in shock.
Smith was taken to Detroit Receiving Hospital after being booked into the jail Sunday. Police say he was treated for hip pain and intoxication. He was medically cleared the same day and returned to the DDC. What, if anything, happened between him leaving the hospital Sunday and his death days later remains unclear.
For him to be complaining of hip pain and him having to go to the hospital and now he's dead, something must have happened.
Police say there does not appear to be any foul play in Smith's death, but that's cold comfort to his family, who says he was scheduled to appear before a judge the day he was found dead. And they say he never called or contacted them while in jail, something they believe was unusual.
He would have told somebody what's going on. And if he wasn't feeling good, he would have reached out, at least let us know. We have a son together. He's 8 years old. He would have reached out.
Now his loved ones are grieving, desperate for answers and holding on to memories.
He loved us so much. He loved his family so much.
He was our family protector. He was my oldest brother. He was caring. He was funny.
The Detroit Police Homicide Task Force is leading the investigation into Smith's death. Meanwhile, the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office is working to determine an official cause, answers Smith's family says they desperately need. I'm Randy Wimbley, 7 News Detroit.
All right, Randy, thank you so much for your report there.
Imagine being able to build.
Okay, that is absolutely so deplorable. And they're saying there's no reason to suspect foul play and all of this. That's what they always say, right? That's what they usually say. So that all sounds very suspicious. Why wasn't he calling home? Why hadn't anyone heard from him? Like, I don't believe anything these people say. They're still taking people out while they're being detained and then lying about it. Okay, we've seen, do you all not remember that video that I showed you all maybe some weeks ago where they had the black guy, they were electrocuting him? Okay, and then the white lady told him, she said, oh, it's not so bad. You're done now. You're all done. Putting him in that chair, confining him, restraining him in that chair, and then shocking him repeatedly. They were getting pleasure out of that. Okay? Sick. Okay, I'm sorry. Where were the Black Panther Party when this is going on? Why aren't they talking about this story? There's Black people dying all over this country at the hands of nefarious police. Historically, that's what the Black Panther Party was here for, right? Why haven't we heard them say anything about any of those deaths? I have several questions. Okay. So with that all being said, listen, I love you all to life. I hope you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. All right. I will see you all in the morning with your morning wake up call. For any of you who have not been receiving the notifications, please do yourselves a favor and double check to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel, because you all know how YouTube unsubscribes people from this channel, especially because of my talking points. Okay. They have the Queen shadow ban. There's nothing I can do about it. So with that all being said, I just want you all to make sure you do your due diligence. And until next time, beloveds, I hope you all enjoy the rest of this day. I love you all to life. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now.
That's
See
right.
a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy.
Real slick.
I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got